before we get started today, guys. Peep this fit. Peep. So, Luke from Streets, Ryu from Streets. I've known about Ryu from Streets for a very long time. I've always wanted to do kind of like a sequel with Luke. My original plan was going to be to find the original source of that video, and maybe if it had an available 3D rig or 3D model, just kind of import a new model and re-record some of the lines. But of course, it was not that easy. Zubi.com, Zoob, however you say it, is dead. It's gone, wiped from history. So we had to go with plan B, which was creating the entire thing from scratch. That was not easy. It was not easy at all. Luckily, I had a friend, Derrek, Snipstomps, who was doing a little bit of 3D animation at the time, and I had asked him to make me a brand new 3D model in the low poly style of the Street Fighter 4 model that was used in the video. So he created this really funny looking model. He plugged Gangnam Style into it and everything. It was really funny. The next part was the hard part, animation. Now, animating is very hard. I don't know how to animate, so we decided, since it was such a complex set of motions, the next best thing to do was mocap. Now, I love mocap. I've only done a little bit of it, so I'm not too experienced with it, but I was ready to take on the challenge. So what I had to do was I had to learn the original video. I had to learn the choreography, I had to perfect the timing, and I had to kind of do it all in one take because the technology we had was very limited. If I messed up at all, we would have had to restart the entire thing over from the top. As you can see, I was sweating my ass off. I started with a bit more clothes on, and as we neared the end, I kind of lost some of that clothes. But I'm very happy with how the mocap turned out. Of course, I wanted to add some special touches that only Luke has, because some of the moves that Ryu was doing wasn't really in character for Luke. So we added the one of these, and then I also had him shake his arms off like he does in the menu screen. So it was really fun, but oh my god, it was hard. Next step was importing that data to a program called Plask. Now, I didn't really know too much about the program, so I accidentally paid $150 for just 1 month. So we were like, well, might as well as make the best use of it. So we did a bunch of tests and trial and error with that Plask program to extract the 3D motions and the mocap data. And we finally got something that was decent. It wasn't amazing. For some reason, we couldn't lock the feet down, so the model was floating everywhere. He was just like in the air and he never had stable ground to stand on. So this is where my friend Dave comes in. He's a SFM animator and he has a little bit more expertise on animation than I do. So basically, I had him teach me how Blender worked and how to animate within the realms of Blender. And we were on this like 3 to 4 hour Discord call, just tweaking every little bit of his poses, like his joints and all that, just to make the motion look a little bit smoother. And it turned out pretty good, and I was pretty happy with the result. It matched the mocap data a lot better. We pushed some of the poses, made them more extreme, made them more fluid. So that came out pretty dang good. Next part was my part. That was my turn. I wanted to make the model look more like the original model. So I had Derrek, who was a little bit more familiar with Blender and the program, teach me all about UV mapping, all about texturing, all about, I don't know, I don't even remember what I learned anymore because I threw it all out after I finished the project. Anyways, I spent 3 to 4 hours figuring out how to work Blender, figuring out how to make textures work. And then I, for the first time in my whole life, tried rendering hair. So this is the part where I worked on the most, which was texturing the model. I wanted to, again, go after that Street Fighter 4 look with the painterly style a little bit on the face. I had some help from my friend Isabella with laying down some of the base colors and basic shades. And I went in and I fine rendered everything. Once we plugged all of that into the model, of course this took like 7 hours because I didn't know how to use Blender, but we made that work as well, and it was starting to look pretty dang good. I recreated the background in the original video, which wasn't too hard, and then I recorded my dialogue, changed up a few things to make Luke say some different stuff from Ryu that was more in character, plugged that all in, messed around with the audio filter. Originally, I recorded it on my professional mic and it came out way too clean, so my next step was to try and record it on my laptop mic, which sounded a little shittier, but still not shitty enough, so I had to do more filtering on it to make it sound even worse. Even add some like computer fan noise, which was pretty funny. And then finally, I composited everything together. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time and we didn't know how to animate the mouth or the eyes. So what I had to do was I created make 4 more face textures, and we plugged all of those in and we got an individual render of each pass. So there's 4 versions of the video, each with a different face texture, and there's even one pass with just a green screen background for any adjustments. What I had to do in order to animate the face was kind of layer them on top of each other, play the original Ryu video, and then kind of match up when the mouth should be open, when it should be closed, when the eye should be open, when it should be closed. So it was kind of like a little compositing trick in Premiere. Is how he even made this little Luke smiling version with the face app. I don't know what I'm using this one for, but it's just funny, so I'll leave it here. But yeah, once all of that was together, I put the whole thing together. I readjusted the timing to make the cuts match exactly, and then I put a little watermark up at the top, beautiful, and that was it.
Hey there, everybody. This is Ryuk from Streets. Did you know my favorite things are jumping into a drive impact, stale bread, ice without any water, the newest season of Family Guy, and sand. See you in Street Fighter 6, everybody.
That is how we recreated Ryu from Streets with a new Luke from Streets. Thank you for tuning into my explanation. I hope you enjoyed this little rundown of my first time figuring out Blender and making this animation. I knew it was gonna be hard, but I wanted to do it because I felt that it was a really, really special meme that I kind of latched onto ever since I knew about the Street Fighter community and all that stuff, and I just wanted to make some people laugh. Anyways, I had a good time. I learned a lot. It was frustrating, but I think the hard work paid off. I'm really proud of it. I hope you enjoy the video game. So hit the streets! Now, for real this time. Thanks for watching, and come check out my stream. I'm gonna stream the game soon. Bye!